Call to order. Welcome everybody to our Public Information and Education Committee. EJ, can we determine the quorum, please?
Happy to do so, Mr. Chairman. Director Scott Houston. Here. Chairman Tommy Favai.
Here.
Director Desi Alvarez. Director Don Deere.
Here.
Director Gloria Gray.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, EJ. Our next item is public comment. Do we have public comment here?
We have not received any requests for public comment prior to the meeting, though this meeting is being held both in person and virtually. If there's any member of the public that would like to speak in the public comment, please indicate so by raising your virtual hand. And Mr. Chairman, I do not see a request.
Okay, thank you, EJ. Our next item is number 4, presentations. Do we have any presentations today?
Staff has no presentations.
Thank you, AJ. Our next item is number 5, action calendar. EJ, you want to kick it off?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have 2 items on the action calendar today. The first item is 5A. It's amended agreement with Swayzer Corporation for landscape design services. For this presentation, we do have Gus Meza, our Senior Water Policy and Resources Analyst, and this item begins on packet page 3.
Thank you, EJ. And good morning, Chairman Fly.
Morning.
And board members. I want to be utilizing the PowerPoint, which begins on packet page 156. So start there. Thank you. Next slide, please. Back in November 1st, 2022, West Basin hired a local company called Swayzer Corporation to maintain several of our demonstration gardens and to provide landscape design services to the public. Swayzer is currently doing a great job for us working with the public to provide these free landscape designs. We recently received approval from the Department of Water Resources, DWR, to reallocate $50,000 from our DWR grant for more landscape designs. Therefore, this item is seeking community approval to add $50,000 to Swayzer's contract for a new total not to exceed amount of $145,000. Next slide, please. Since the original start date in 2022, this agreement has been extended 4 times. As you can see here, the dates. And additional funding was added last year. The prior extension approvals have provided the staff and Swayzer with more time to offer this program and provide additional landscape designs. From 2022 to 2024, we mainly focused on the public sector, and Swayzer provided 11 design packages to cities, schools, and parks. Working with cities, schools, and parks usually takes longer due to their budget approvals and phasing of their projects. And this is why we have had several extensions. Also, we utilize funding from our USBR grant for our residential designs. And that grant has also been extended a couple of times. So in keeping with that extension and that grant, we wanted to keep this program extended as well in order to utilize all the grant funding we possibly can. Next. Starting in March of last year, we pivoted the program slightly, and we are now mainly focused on providing residents with free landscape designs in order to help them apply for the grass replacement rebate program. Although we still have the ability to provide commercial and public sites with designs, one of the biggest hurdles with the grass replacement rebate program is that residents need to submit a landscape design. So we can help them with that with our program. As of today, 257 people have applied for a free landscape design, and a total of 42 landscape designs have been completed, and Swayzer continues to assist the residents. The current agreement is set to expire on June 30th of next year, and the goal is to provide an estimated 150 free landscape designs through this program. We are currently promoting this program to all of West Basin, including our underserved disadvantaged communities. Next slide, please. There are no fiscal impacts to West Basin with this item. If this item is approved, staff will add $50,000 from the DWR agreement to Swayzer's current contract. The current contract is at $95,000, and with the addition of the $50,000, the new not to exceed amount will be $145,000. Since last year, with the start of the residential designs, there has been a slight increase in Swayzer's hourly rate from $145 to $150 per hour, 3.5% as shown here, which is within industry rates. We did check on that. Next slide, please. So this time I can go ahead and read the recommendation the committee desires.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, go ahead.
the recommendation, thank you. The recommendation is that the board authorize the general manager to include the attached quote and add $50,000 West Basin's DWR agreement number 4600014771 to Swayzer Corporation's current agreement number W3025 for a new total not to exceed amount of $145,000. This will allow West Basin to continue providing additional landscape designs through next year. This time I can take any comments.
Thank you, Gus, for your presentation and so forth. I have a couple questions I just wanted to touch on. And you mentioned that there is no funding that's coming from West Basin's budget to provide for the amendment to their contract.
Correct. This is the 50,000 is coming from a grant.
Okay, got it. And then what is the balance of the DWR grant or the USBR grant balance when it comes to the funding?
I do have a slide on that to provide in the information item. I do have a slide where I show how much we've spent of that grant. So if I could get back to you during that presentation, I could let you know how much funding is left in that grant. Okay.
That's fine. Okay, I'll bring it behind the dais and ask our directors if they have any questions or comments.
I have no question. Thank you.
No questions. Director Gray, did you have any questions or comments on this item?
No, thank you.
Cool, thank you. EJ, our next item is 5B. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. My understanding was that item would be moved to the full board with the recommendation to approve this.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. So the next item is 5B. It's an award agreement for low-income direct install parkway beautification program. Again, this presentation will be provided by Gus Meza, our Senior Water Policy and Resources Analyst. And this item begins on packet page 162.
Thank you, EJ, and hello again, directors. I'm going to use the PowerPoint that starts on page 169. Thank you. Next slide, please. Last year, we received approval from the Metropolitan Water District to utilize some of our member agency administered funding that they provide to us to develop an review pilot program called our direct install parkway beautification program. This program is targeted to low-income residents within our service areas. Last fiscal year's pilot program was a huge success. Our landscape contractor constructed 35 parkways, 7 within each of our 5 divisions. Next slide, please. In order to provide low-income residents with an opportunity to participate in this free program, staff developed a low-income application and marketed it to the underserved, disadvantaged communities within our service area. The response was great, with 150 people applying. Not all qualified for various reasons, but we do have a list of residents who are still interested in receiving a free parkway. and we intend to use that list for this next phase. Next slide, please. Due to the success and popularity of this program, staff has secured funding once again from MWD to provide 25 to 35 additional parkways. Staff secured 115,000 from MWD. 100,000 of that will be utilized for the construction of the parkways, and staff will utilize the 15,000 to promote the program. Staff also received approval from the Department of Water Resources to reallocate funding from our existing grant, and we will be adding an additional 50,000 from the grant for the construction of the parkways. Next slide, please. Here you can see a table showing the funding sources from MWD. You can see that we'll be applying 100,000 for the landscape contractor, and we'll be utilizing 15,000 for our marketing to promote the program, and also we'll be reallocating 50,000 for BWR. And you can see that we have zero costs for this parkway program. Next slide, please. For this next phase, staff issued a request for proposals to hire a qualified landscape contractor utilizing our system here. 387 companies received the bid and 2 companies submitted proposals. They were Ecotech Services and Swayzer Corporation. Next slide. The panel scored Ecotech Services the highest with a score of 88.67. Ecotech Services has more experience with constructing residential landscapes, and they also demonstrated very strong customer service skills. They provided good details in their proposal on how they would implement the project, and they also had the lowest price. Next slide, please. Ecotech Services had the lowest price for the construction of the gardens and the additional tasks. Some of the additional tasks include developing the 5 garden templates, reviewing city landscape parkway requirements, meeting with each resident to evaluate the site, and conducting a follow-up visit 30 days after the garden is constructed. And that's to ensure that the irrigation system is working properly and that the plants look healthy. Next slide, please. So at this time, I can go ahead and read the recommendation.
Gus, I'm sorry. Could I
Yes,
add something
yes,
first?
sure.
So committee members, I would just like to note that when we first took this program to the board a year or 2 ago for phase 1, staff had proposed at that time to make this a disadvantaged community program. And disadvantaged community can mean different things to different folks, but the way we had looked at it was there's certain factors, socioeconomic, pollution factors, and we have these maps that show our service area and which areas are most affected. What the board asked us to do beyond that was to make sure that this program served low income residents. So at that time, we kind of made it even more stringent in that you had to certify that you were either receiving government assistance through other government programs, or you had to submit certification of your household income falling below a certain level. That's the same thing that we're going to do this time. So we are going to make sure that anybody who applies and is eligible for this program not only meets disadvantaged community requirements, but also the low income requirements again that the board asked for. So just wanted to confirm that.
Go ahead and read the
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Recommendation is that the board authorize the general manager to award agreement to Ecotech Services, Inc. for the construction of parkways and associated tasks for a total not to exceed amount of $150,000. And I can go ahead and take any questions or comments you need.
Yeah, I just have a couple things. I wanted to touch on, Matt, you mentioned the disadvantage map of, do you have that on the slides on that? Like what the disadvantage areas look like the zip codes?
We don't have that map on the slides, but we can certainly provide that after the meeting.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. And it's always good to see that, or West Basin budget is not being affected. And we're utilizing the grant funding and utilizing other MWD agency funding too for these type of projects. I'll go ahead and bring you behind the dais. Our directors, do you have any questions or comments?
Let me ask, I'll ask a couple real quick, because one is, what's the term of this contract?
It goes, it will be going through, June of next year.
June of next year?
Yes.
And then on your background item, it mentioned, I mean, we try to be equitable in all 5 divisions. Is that what we're trying to do in this one too? Okay,
Yes. Yes, sir.
got it. And I know, I do understand, of course, each division is uniquely different, but in this case, we are trying to make sure we achieve result that way.
A list of the folks who are so interested in from each division.
Perfect. Let's see, lastly, this company, and I'm not familiar with them at all, but Ecotech, and I think it looks like they got the local business, both of them got local business. Where are they located out?
It just moved offices, but I believe it's, I don't know if it's LA County or San Bernardino County. It's kind of east of us.
I'll have to get.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah.
But somehow they qualified for the,
Clear from moment.
oh, but I guess somehow they still qualify for the local business enterprise incentive point? Is that where Radius works? Oh, it goes all the way up to Pomona. Okay, got it. Okay, very well. Good with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Houston. Director Gray, do you have any comments or questions on this item? Director Gray, are you still there? Okay, I think we'll go ahead and move on. And then we'll refer this to the board.
With the staff recommendation.
Yeah.
Okay, our next item is number 6, information calendar. EJ?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, let me introduce this item a little bit because I do want to say a very special thank you to the committee and board of directors. As you know, the 30-year of Recycle Water event is on its way. It's about a little over 2.5 weeks away. The committee and board has given us a very specific, I think, direction as far as the type of event that we're looking at and planning for. I also want to give staff a lot of credit because they've been working incredibly hard to get us to this point where the event looks like it's going to be a typical, well-run event by West Basin Municipal Water District on budget, and I think with a reasonable budget. And so what we're doing today is presenting kind of the overview of where we are, and then again, asking for a little bit of feedback from the committee and board so that we can work with you to make sure that it's implemented and that everybody kind of understands what we're doing and what to expect on the day of the event. And so with that, I'd like to hand it off to Michael Calabria, our Public Information Specialist 2. And this item does begin on packet page 178. And I also want you to know that we should have some handouts available for you, not only here on your desk, but of course, I believe they were emailed short little while ago.
Thank you, EJ. Good morning, Chair Favai, members of the committee and board. The staff report will provide a planning update of the district's 30-year recycled water recognition event. Handout packet has been included for your reference. As recommended by the board, the event will take place at the Edward C. Little Water Recycling Facility on Thursday, October 23rd, 2 days in advance of water harvest, and allow proper festival setup and ample guest parking, and will schedule as a lunch function from 11 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. with an optional recycled water tour after the conclusion of the event. Please see event overview handout on page 1. This page highlights key details, including arrival times for staff, dress code, parking information, guest list, and vendor details. A draft guest list is in development that includes West Basin Water, Recycled Water Leadership and Alumni, the Little Family, Recycled Water Program partners, state and federal funders, customers, and has been shared with the Office of the General Manager. Invitations will be sent electronically through Constant Contact for easy RSVP response and can be shared individually with link access. West Basin Board will have up to 3 personal guests per director. Printed invitations have been produced and are available for personal distribution.
Let me interrupt for a moment, if I might. How about city council members of various cities in our area?
So
Are they on the list?
So Director Gear, what we were trying to do, and we'll talk a little bit about this, we are very much limited to space. In our proposed invitations, we have included our state and federal elected officials because those are considered to be funding partners for the Edward C. Little facility. We've received a great deal of state and federal funds for our recycled water activities. This event is intended to go or coincide with what will be the breakfast for the water harvest event. And at that event, we do send invitations to all city council members as well as all school board members. So there'll be some overlapping. The presentations and the slides will be at the breakfast ahead of water harvest. And so we hope to capture that group as well. In addition to that, as Michael just mentioned, each director will have as little as 3 personal invitations that you can hand out. So if there was a council member that you wanted to be there, of course, you could hand those out and invite them. And we can, of course, work with all 5 directors to make sure that if your request is a little bit larger, we want to accommodate that. But we are limited as far as space goes. And so that was kind of the deciding factor as far as what's being proposed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay. Next page, please. The run of show on page 2. So the developing event program includes the first 45 minutes from 11 to 11:45 of the event is dedicated to guests mixing, mingling, and circulating among buffet-style food stations. And that will create an open, free-flowing event space, including a rotating historical slideshow with a delicious handcrafted mocktail bar provided by Entertaining Friends, who has previously catered a Water Harvest VIP breakfast and employee luncheon in past years. Photographer will be on site to capture group photo opportunities from the West Basin Step and Repeat program throughout the summer. From 11:45 to 12:55, a recognition program will take place featuring an introduction from West Basin General Manager, Director remarks, followed by 2 keynote speakers who can connect West Basin's past to celebrating the district's remarkable 30-year achievement to the visionary next 30 years to come. The event will conclude with a commemorative resolution from the state recognizing the milestone of contributing 30 years of recycled water production and innovation. As guests prepare for their departure, a customized wood journal that is handcrafted in the USA will be distributed to attendees to thank them and recognize their contributions, innovations, and partnership with West Basin and this signature style recycled water program. And for those available to stay, a guided recycled water tour would take place following the ceremony, showcasing the facility technologies and recycled water production. Personal protective equipment will be available for all attendees. Next, see packet page 3, please. Handout. So now for an important topic, food. An elegant, curated buffet-style lunch has been developed that features something for everyone. It will be available at the start of the event. Upon arrival, appetizer service will start during the opening mingling session, in addition to the self-serve buffet throughout the event. Outside on the back patio will feature a handcrafted mocktail bar for guests to toast and celebrate for the occasion. And then next page, please, the layouts. The event will be planned for 120 people at max capacity within conference room A and B, with banquet style round tables and chairs similar to the Water Harvest VIP breakfast, and supplemented with high cocktail tables for standing room options. Back patio will feature cocktail tables, giving guests an extended space to mingle while enjoying a handcrafted mocktail, as mentioned, and taking photos in front of the branded Step and Repeat. Furniture and decor rentals will be ordered and utilized for both 30th anniversary event and the Water Harvest VIP breakfast event, allowing cost and coordination efficiency with anticipated savings, the public information and education special events budget. This concludes my report, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just touch on this a little bit. I did want to make a point that I have been working with the board president, Gloria Gray, to walk through this, the run of show. One of the things that she's mentioned is that she really wants it to be a celebration of our success, the history of West Basin's water recycling program, and of course, the Edward C. Little Water Recycling Facility. You can see that with the beginning time of 11:45, what we're trying to do is provide a free-flowing kind of a presentation style show that will be begin with a brief introduction and then be handed off to each of the directors, approximately 3 to 5 minutes by each director there. It's important to note that staff is available to assist you if you'd like with talking points, but of course you can have your opportunity to kind of craft your message, but we're happy to work with you on that. You can see that we do have 2 potential keynote speakers. The first is noted at 12:15. We are working with a general manager that has was around at the earliest stages of the water recycling program and really had the vision as far as how to fund it and expand it. So we're working with that, and we hope to secure them. And then, of course, we do have, again, a extensive list of, I think, the best leaders in the water industry when it comes to former staff members that have moved on to bigger and better things. It is anticipated that the potential new general manager for Metropolitan Water District is the current general manager of Inland Empire Utility Agency, which is a former West Basin staff member who led the effort as far as our water recycling program while he was here. So we have reached out to him. So we hope to have Shivaji Deshmukh. We hope to have potentially 2 excellent speakers, but Director Gray, and I don't know if she's still on the phone with us, but she's made it very clear that there are so many people that have led to the success of our program, including the current chairman of Metropolitan Water District, Chairman Adon Ortega. There are people that have worked for us and with us in Washington, D.C. There's a couple members of Congress that were always supportive, especially in that early kind of period when we were in need of money in order to expand our program. So we have crafted out some time available. Right now it says about 15 minutes, but depending on how many people we get and who is available and the RSVPs, we'll build that out and have some of them come and talk a little bit about the work that they did on behalf of West Basin and the success again. And of course, we would always reach out to the Edward C. Little family. He does have a family locally within the service area, and of course his wife. And so we're working with President Gray, but if you have any specific thoughts, either here today at committee, or if you want to talk about it one-on-one, I'm happy to filter that in and build the program out. We feel confident that the program is going to end roughly around 1 o'clock, as indicated, 11 to 1. But we also note that if an event were to run long, 1 o'clock is a great time. We could easily accommodate that, depending on how many speakers we get. So that's all I wanted to add. If you have any questions, again, happy to discuss now, or we can discuss offline.
Thank you, EJ. Do we have any questions? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think it sounds great. I think you all are going forward with what we've asked. Let's see, EJ, you're obviously reaching out to a lot of the water industry folks. I don't know if you've already started that or if you're still in process. 'Cause
We are, based off of the input that we get today, we are ready to launch today. I will say that we put out a lot of feelers, letting people know that this event is coming, especially when it comes to potential speakers. I know that President Gray has been very active as well. So we're ready to roll this out, and you'll probably start to hear the chatter within the next day or two as all of those invitations go out. It will have a heavy focus on the industry. Edward C. Little, West Basin, and our water recycling program. I mean, it is a big part of the Southern California industry. And so you'll see that will be kind of the core of the audience, if you will.
I understand, look, we only have so much space. And so, we can't hypothetically invite all of our local electeds. So I don't know how you balance or not balance that. I'll just put it out there if you all want to think about it. Maybe you invite some of the local mayors types of things or what have you, but knowing that some of them won't make it.
Mhm.
It's very difficult. I get it because there's gonna be people who feel like they left out, and then we don't have enough space for these people. So I again, I don't know how you do it. I do think you probably should invite, the El Segundo mayor, just because it is the host city, as far as that goes, and maybe you all think about any others strategically. I understand you're talking to state people. What else I say to you? I do want to talk to you offline, just to make sure a couple of our industry people were not missing, as well as some people from the past, just to make sure you guys look at that. Because separately, and I'm probably jumping ahead, we've got the water harvest is on the Saturday, and that has our breakfast event, right? Which is where we can focus on some of the other local elected people, right?
Correct. All of our city council members are invited to the breakfast, as well as all the school board members.
Yeah, so it is what it is. There's only so much space. And I do know that at the end of the day, I think, again, the industry folks who've made this facility happen are, to me, our number one priority, as well as EJ mentioned, a lot of historical folks who were with us in the beginning. We want to kind of pay homage to that. And I'm very glad you were also reaching out to Director Little's family. So with that, I'm very, very pleased overall where we're at. And I look forward to hearing how the RSVPs, once you start getting people to commit to coming, that'd be great. So with that, I'm good. Thank you. Mr. Chair.
Director Houston, if I could you just made an excellent point. We're already in close coordination to track the RSVP process. We realize that space is kind of a very specific issue that we want to make sure that we're not beyond our capacity. And as we start to see those RSVPs, we're going to be able to be flexible to make sure that we have a great event, a full event. So we'll be ready kind of to be flexible.
Thank you, Director Easton. Director Deere, do you have any comments?
Not yet, no.
Okay, thank you. Director Gray, do you have any questions or comments?
Yes, thank you for asking. First, let me thank staff because they've been very diligent trying to craft a program that is responsive to what we'd like to see happen, as well as be celebratory for the event. I have been meeting with EJ on the event, and the good news is that, after even listening to the comments from you guys, that there are a number of people we'd like to include, which is a great thing because we do want to recognize, make sure folks in the community are elected officials as well as the industry is aware of our celebration of a very important program. So I agree with that. So that's been a challenge. He and I talked about whether or not we could expand, if we needed to expand going outside and doing the tent and so forth, which would be a lot more money. So that's why we're kind of focused more on the inside of the building, which can be cost effective because of us having the water harvest, I think, that Saturday. So for a cost effort measure in terms of trying to make sure cost is not exorbitant, I think the plan that they have now makes sense. But again, it'll be challenging because depending on our SVPs, we just have to figure that out. But I do want to say that some of the things that I mentioned, and I think EJ may have touched on them, is the time frame, because if we do get responsive from people we've asked to come and be a part of the program, it could go into a later time frame. And again, that's kind of challenging right now. Don't know. I know our remarks are like 3 to 5 minutes, which, we have 5 or 6 people that, 3 or 5 minutes for the board, and that's what, 20 minutes right there. Is that 20 minutes? And then we have speakers that could go on, and we only really have kind of an hour to play with in terms of just the program. We are having a buffet lunch, I believe, and what I said to EJ is that people should not be moving around because they're not going to pay any attention to the speakers if they're getting their lunch. So that's going to be challenging there. So got to figure that part out. But I do know there are a lot of people, like all of you know, that has been very important. Our funding has come from Congress. Most of it's come from the state. So we do need to make sure that those people are invited and be a part of the program if they choose to be. I've been in touch with not Senator, but Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard. I know she's retired, trying to see if she's able to come. Congresswoman Napolitano, I'm not sure if her health issues will not allow her to be there, but certainly she's been very key to our program through the years. And EJ mentioned a number of other folks and from the state and certainly in the industry. So it's going to be a challenge, but it's all good news because it just tells us that a lot of folks have been involved in making sure it's been successful. I suggested to EJ that he be responsible with giving the history, how it started, and bringing us up to date on, so that people can understand the evolution of the program. So those are things that we've been talking about. So I just wanted to share that with the committee this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Gray. Since this is a non-action calendar item, we'll just move on to the next item.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do want to reiterate, if you would like to discuss this, you or any other member of the board, I'm happy to take those calls and work with you. And of course, we can make sure that we get all of your input. The next item that we have is our water harvest update. This presentation will be provided by Mel Miranda, our public information specialist too. And this item begins on packet page 180.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Fabai. Good morning. I'm going to provide an update on water harvest, which is 18 days away to be completed. We have a great day planned, and I'll begin with some technical highlights on page 184. We are happy to welcome back the Wild and Mobile Learning Experience. It's a 1,000 square foot air-conditioned and AV accessible mobile exhibition that features the multi-sensory theater, 6 interactive stations to explore how water quality and availability affects our lives. We also have regular favorites that include the Wildwood stage shows, the kids' costume contest, story time with the El Segundo Library, the reptile petting zoo, and of course our water recycling facility tours that will focus on the advanced treatment process. Expanding returns, as do lawn games, including 2 new games in Jungle Connect 4 and Tetris Tumble. Fan favorite, the Habit Burger, returns as well, as popsicles do for dessert and American-made prizes. Our promotion efforts on page 185 have been significant, Voting the event through our website as shown on these two slides that feature the flyer. Next page, please. And countdown. Booth participants and event sponsors, which we'll expand upon later. The next slide shows the monument banner, our social media image, and our internal email signature that also includes the 30th anniversary logo. In addition to these tactics that include social media boosts, other efforts include our summer newsletter, e-blast from the South Bay Environmental Service Center, contact through our media contacts and in schools as well. We've also sent the press release to our media outlets and distributed flyers at our water lab and community events, including our fire escaping workshop on October 2nd and at the Topanga Ready Fest last Saturday. Paid calendar listings and digital flyer distribution services have been employed, as well as a scheduled e-blast in LA Parent Magazine that will reach 50,000 parents in our service area. That is set for October 20th. This tactic provided to be very successful last year. We will continue our outreach efforts to get media to cover the festival over the next 18 days. I'm back at page 188 regarding booths. We have 28 confirmed booths, an increase from 5 last year, with new booths in Hazen, LA County Department of Regional Planning, LA County West Vector Control, and Luzerne High School. I'm happy to share that one booth that is confirmed is also in the police. We've also been in touch with the fire department. They do have their units committed to training that Saturday, but one of the battalion chiefs says they'll do their best to get a fire truck at the site on Saturday as well. So the next slide shows the success of our sponsorship efforts. We are welcoming new sponsors in JCI Jones, BMO, Eurofins, Hazen, HDR, Torrey Membranes, and Wetcliffe Laboratories. And with Metropolitan's last funding request, we are looking at over 60,000 in sponsorship funding this year. So a big thank you to all who played a role, especially E&O, which helped attract these new sponsors. On slide 19 are logistics for the board of directors. We will have festival binders ready next week that include a stage program, a runner show, scheduled events, talking points, and a VIP parking pass at the Childlight parking lot located across the street from ECL for the VIP breakfast. We are also planning to have t-shirts and house by event as well. On the day of the event, we look forward to the directors arriving at 9 a.m. for the VIP breakfast to make sure that welcome sponsors and key stakeholders before water harvest begins at 10. During the festival, we will have speaking opportunities available for directors if desired between 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. That concludes my report. And next slide, please. We look forward to seeing you all at the festival on October 20th. I'd be happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Do you have any questions or comments behind the dais? Becky?
I'll just make a couple comments. I think it all sounds great, and thank you for mentioning our firefighters. You're gonna try to have a truck there as well as the police, so that's cool that they'll have a booth, no less, so that's good. And just all these great participants, because I know some of them, when they run into me, they ask, and so I'm glad you all are making sure you accommodate. And secondly, I just want to say thank you to staff about all these sponsorships. I think this is the most sponsorship funding we've ever received in this, right? Am I wrong? I mean,
The top three.
over $60,000.
Not including Met, it's in the top three.
What was that?
Not including Met, it's in the top 3 over sponsors.
So that's really amazing because it obviously helps offset the cost. So I just want to acknowledge that to you all. Thank you very, very much. I know it's a lot of work. Really glad you're doing that. And like I say, I'm real excited about the event. It is a big deal for all of us. 30 years and water harvest is always a fun one. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Houston. Director Darren, do you have any comments or questions?
Hope to be handicap parking.
As always.
And I have to agree with my colleagues. You folks have already done a lot of work. I appreciate it very much.
Chair Gray, do you have any public comments or questions? Director Gray, are you still there? Okay, we'll move on to the next item. 6C. EJ?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this next item is our monthly communications update. For the presentation, we have Jen Jensen, our Public Information Specialist too. And this item begins on packet page 192.
Morning to you all, almost good afternoon. I'll begin our communication update with our press releases as usual on page 24. Thank you. This month, we deployed a press release to all of our media outlets to announce the festival event hosted by the district. And in this month's report, and in next month's report as well, we will note all of the media coverage being on the next slide, 195, please, with a recap of our web news stories that promote our programs and district accomplishments. We have a web story promoting our fire escaping class coming up in that occurred in Rolling Hills, excuse me. And then we also published a web story about the upcoming Water Harvest Festival, inviting families to join us for that event. And we have a story about the WRD and WD collaboration class for California Friendly and Native Plant Landscaping Training. And then the final web news story that we published in the past reporting month was to advertise the new $7 grass replacement rebate for public agencies and businesses to take advantage of that free money to prepare for the upcoming event going into effect in 2020. And onto our earned media coverage on the next page, 196. We have quite a lot of earned media coverage to report, all good news. Easy Reader and Peninsula News published our community events and classes in their community calendar, which was a nice earned advertising on it. WeHo Online picked up our press release about the Water Harvest Festival and published promotion for that event. Citizen Portal, which is an online web publication for Hermosa Beach and LA County, included a mention of West Basin's Rain Barrel giveaway for residents. And the Malibu radio station 99.1 mentioned West Basin in this segment about alternative ways to bring fresh water to Malibu. West Basin was briefly mentioned along with Metropolitan as key players in the water industry in that area. ABC Radio played a segment from a podcast called The Captain's Desk that mentioned West Basin's water industry agency in Southern California. That segment focused on sustainable water sources in Southern California and mentioned West Basin in correlation with pure water. The LA Sentinel wrote an article about Taste of Soul and listed West Basin as a key sponsor of that event. And Spectrum News 1 aired a segment about West Basin Rain Barrel program to promote the giveaway events. And in other news coverage on slide 197, this slide summarizes all of the SBESC blasts and newsletters for the past reporting month that included stories about the Rain Barrel program, grass replacement rebates, garden design classes, and other West Basin public programs. This communication outreach again really helps us to spread the word about how people can get involved in all of our wonderful education opportunities that are available to them through West Basin. And then that coverage also continues on slide 198. In total, we had in the past reporting month 6 e-blasts go out this month and 2 newsletter inclusions from SBS. And for our social media report on page 199, please. In this reporting period, our social media team posted a total of 41 times a club across all platforms, including 22 on Instagram, 15 posts on Facebook, and 4 on LinkedIn. The graph represents the volume of engagements that visually demonstrates how often people are engaging with West Basin's posts on each of those platforms by clicking on links, commenting, liking, saving, and sharing. The total engagements for the past month were 7,392. There was a spike in engagement you'll see on that graph around September 9th, and this is likely from several ads that we placed to boost visibility of our community events and programs. We had 158,940 total impressions, and that's the number of times that our content was displayed to users on all platforms. And as a reminder, that stat provides really good perspective on the exposure that our content is receiving, which in turn can potentially lead to increased visibility of all of our programs and West Basin's overall mission. Next slide, please. Here at the top of that slide, you will see per each social post, the top performing social post on each platform for the reporting month. Starting on the left of the slide for Instagram, the Ladera Park water bottle filling station installation post gained 758 views. And on Facebook, our top post was the hashtag West Basin Community Roundup post, which reached 188 accounts. And then on LinkedIn, we received 2,065 impressions for the post highlighting the public information team meeting and tours at FWD. And then moving on to packet page 201 for our community relations update. This slide provides a list of all of the community events and sponsorships that we report since the last committee meeting. West Basin staff represented the agency by attending 20 events in our service areas. We began the reporting period by giving out 176 rain barrels at the first rain barrel event in El Segundo on September 13th. And then following a tour and industry events, the South Bay Environmental Services Center engaged with 100 attendees at the Hispanic Heritage Festival in Inglewood on September 20th. And then that day also had 4 other events that included 2 tours, one of which was the final Water Lab public tour of this calendar year that drew in 27 attendees, and a district sponsorship and the El Segundo Kiwanis Main Street Fair, where we engaged with 85 people. I was at that event. It was a really, really fun opportunity, and we got to talk to a lot of people about West Basin programs and services. Next slide, please. Continuing on with the community relations update, a garden design class on September 24th welcomed 29 guests with 8 new SBESC volunteers and interns taking a tour of ECL. The next day, the next rain barrel event giveaway here at the DLG building on September 20th, saw 250 barrels given away, led by Chair Provine, who definitely got that worked out in that morning. And later that day, we engaged with 54 people at the Range of Palos Verdes Wildfire Home and Home Hardening Expo, and were able to successfully promote our fire escaping workshop along with other programs as well. And then along that note of fire escaping, the October 2nd workshop was also a huge success, and it welcomed 48 guests in addition to Director Provine and General. 2 days later, on October 4th, we gave away 225 rain barrels at the Lawndale Rain Barrel Giveaway event. And later that day at Ready Fest 2025, we engaged with 54 people in the area. And as always, to conclude this section of the report, we do enjoy connecting with people in the West Basin service area through all of these events that we staff works on every single month. And we do look forward to the upcoming events in the next reporting period and sharing the results of those. Moving to the program section of the report, please, on slide 2 and 4. Thank you. We'll share updates on the attendance at our water lab programs. We do continue to move forward on the momentum of the success from our district activities and resources for the public throughout all of our water lab events. We have the attendees listed. I won't go through every single one of them, but looking back at the attendance from the entirety of events in the past year so far, these numbers really show the positive results of our marketing efforts and our outreach efforts to our communities. While the 2025 Water Lab program is concluded, we are currently planning for the upcoming 2026 program. Next slide is 205 for our residential grass replacement rebate program update. We are now at 257 total signups for the program, a slight change from what you will see on that slide, because as when we submitted it, it was that was as of September 23rd, and that has jumped by a couple signups. The significant number keeps growing, as you have seen with each passing reporting period that we've given and shared those numbers over the last few months. We do, as always, look forward to increasing that number even more to really maximize the funding that we have available for this program to promote conservation within our communities. And then staff is still currently working through applications to ensure eligibility requirements and get people started who have already slide. On slide 206, we'll provide an update on the promotion for the $7 Business and Public Agencies Graduate Placement Rebate Program. We launched phase 1 of the promotion in September with a web page, web news story, social media posts, SPESD, e-blasts to targeted towards businesses in our service area, and an email to our procurement contact list as well. And we are also going to email our Chamber of Commerce contacts to promote this through their platforms as well. We are now launching phase 2 marketing tactics, which include postcard mailers, additional social media posts, and direct marketing mailers to businesses, property management, and city officials to together. Next slide, please. Page 207 will share the most recent information on the collaboration garden design classes. These classes have really been a hit, and we've been seeing great attendance. The last one in Inglewood in September welcomed 29 attendees, and we have another upcoming class on October 9th at the Lomita Library and on November 19th in Inglewood at Darby Park. We're marketing these classes through our website, flyers, social media, and SPESCE blasts, as well as calendar listings as well. And then we are still currently working to schedule the 5 remaining classes for a total of 9 classes this fiscal year. On to slide 208, we have programmatic and promotional updates for our Rainbow giveaway events. For a quick update on signups so far for the last 2 events, as I mentioned before, but I'll reiterate, in Division 1 at the DLD location, we gave away 250, and for Division 5 at Glendale High School, we distributed 200. And then we will continue to update the board with sign-up numbers for the rest of the district events at the next month's committee meeting as well to keep you all informed. And then to reiterate again, since confirming the dates for all of the divisions and the continuation of the program and promotion, we've been actively promoting it through media pitches, our district website, a dedicated flyer, social media, door hanger advertisements, community calendars, and Eventbrite and patch, as well as the SPESD block. So pretty comprehensive marketing for this, that's true. On the next slide, 209. We are happy to share the continuation of our firescaping workshops. The last workshop in Rolling Hills was very successful, like I said, welcoming 48 residents. And then the next workshop in Malibu is scheduled for Wednesday, November 12th at Malibu City Hall. And then we are actively advertising this class to spread the word about it, for people to learn about how to protect their homes from wildfires through our marketing tactics that are listed on the screen. And that promo campaign has begun, and we will keep the board informed of those signups and promotion progress as we move forward to increase our attendance numbers. And moving on to our final upcoming section on the next slide, 210. We are looking forward to the future events, including the 30th Recycled Water Anniversary Celebration, Water Harvest Festival, as well as the Palos Verdes Recycled Water Pipeline celebration. And we will keep the board informed once the date, which we are collaborating with MWD, is announced, so that we can all be aware. And that is all. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about this month's report.
Thank you, Jen, for the communications update. I just have a couple things. EJ, I just want to say how well organized the Rainbow event was on the 27th there at the admin building. And thanks to Gus and Fritz and, it's just, the flow of traffic coming in and ensuring that everybody's safe, when they pick up the, water on the rain barrels. And it's funny because one of the volunteers, he works for City of Carson, but he came out to volunteer and he mentions to me, he goes, Director Von Vine, I think you should be over there sitting down. And, and I said, no, don't miss the director title for you. I'm here to work, man. And he goes, okay, all right, I get it. So, but it was great just to have the volunteers there from Forsythia Park Volunteer Association, and it was a great event. I thought it was going to go on for a couple more hours, but we finished at a good time. And the tough part at the end of the day it's hard to say, no to somebody that comes afterwards, right? Because they're like, oh, okay, well, the rain barrels are done. And, you know, it's hard to turn them away, but, yeah. But it was, it was a great event there.
Well, a couple of things. First, this is clearly your first rainbow.
Yes.
As I will tell you, I don't get to go to all of them. When I get there, when I go, they are all run exactly like that with the organization, free flow, quick. If you're in line and then that line gets long, it moves quickly because of the organization. So I want to say a very special thank you to Gus Meza, who's been doing this year in and year out. And secondly, you know, we don't get the people there unless the communications and the marketing really hits the mark. And so our public information team, to make those events what they are, is crucial. And so team effort, but it's an amazing when you get to be there and you get to see how quick and efficient it is. Hats off to Gus. Thank you.
I felt like I was at a food drive. But, you know, but there's some food drives are not well run. But West Basin is like one of the top when it comes to running a rain barrel event. But I just wanted to say that. I'll bring it behind the dais and see if we have any comments from our directors, questions.
I want to remind the newest director that we do have a dunk tank at the water for you to get into.
It's gonna be hard to get me up there.
I'll just say thank you again, staff. I want to commend you for everything you're doing. And to Director Favai's point, yeah, these rain barrel events are always well run.
Yeah.
Because we've learned a lot over the years. I know Gus and team. And we appreciate the volunteers. We appreciate the outreach and whatnot. But you know, it's always exciting. I've got people always come up and ask us about it. So thank you. And as far as the other outreach and media work, thank you very much. I know you guys are doing really good work to get the word out about what we're doing. And I did chat with the general manager yesterday about some things I think in the future we've got to keep our eye on, you know, with the climate, with potential water shortages. I think we're going to have a great opportunity to, you know, kind of re-engage in that discussion over the winter months. And so, you know, he'll be thinking about that and we'll work on some new strategies and thoughts as we get into the new year. But I just think we can't keep our eye off the ball at all. A lot of challenges in our system, the Colorado River, Sierras, and I think we have the opportunity to just keep pushing to get that message out to the communities we serve. So we'll be considering that and think about it. So with that, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Director Houston. Director Deere, do you have any comments, questions?
I echo the thoughts that already been expressed. Staff does a great job. The event I attended in Lawndale was very, very smoothly run.
Thank you, Director Deere. Director Gray, do you have any comments, questions? I think Director Gray already checked out. All right, thank you. Thank you, staff. Okay, we're moving on to the next item, which is 6D. DJ?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Item 6D is our monthly conservation programs update. For this presentation, we do have Gus Meza, our Senior Water Policy and Resources Analyst. This item does begin on packet page 230.
Good afternoon again, directors. We'll be using the PowerPoint slides that began on page 233. Thank you. For our landscape design program, we pretty much covered this item already under our action item. Our landscape designer, Swayzer, they continue assisting our residents and providing our pre-landscape designs. Staff will continue to promote this program and assist our public agencies and residents. Next slide. This slide provides the status of our extra $1 per square foot rebate from our USBR grant. Due to the current federal government shutdown, staff did receive a letter from the United States Department of the Interior. There was actually some pretty good news in that, considering They did mention that performance under our current agreement should continue during the government shutdown, and that all terms and conditions under the agreement will remain unchanged. So for the time being, we wouldn't be able to pull funds, but we do pull funds every 6 months, and we just pulled funds recently, so we shouldn't be impacted right now by this. So we're also waiting to hear back from MWD on how they intend to handle this with their grant, their USBR grant as well. So we'll let the committee know what we've learned about MWD, and we'll continue monitoring this closely. But for our grant, they want us to continue offering our program. So that's good news. Good. Our grant agreement with USBR expires September 30th. They mentioned that our extension request through June 30th of next year was approved, and that we should be receiving an agreement shortly. So we'll also continue monitoring that so we can get that extension from them. In the meantime, staff will continue promoting the $3 per square foot rebate to our service area. Next slide, please. Of the total grant amount, you see there at the top, $385,000. We have already invoiced for $230,000 or 60% of the grant. And we, as I mentioned, we do intend to pull funds from the account again for additional work that's been happening, rebates in January or February. Next slide, please. For our state grant with DWR, we continue promoting the $6 per square foot rebate to our underserved disadvantaged communities. And you can see highlighted there that we are targeting the removal of 11,600 square feet of grass. Next slide. DWR did provide us with an addendum to reallocate the remaining $134,864 you see there on the pie chart on the left, to provide additional landscape designs and construct another 10 to 12 parkways as shown on the pie chart on the right. And you can see there, Director provide on the pie chart on the left, rebates paid. So we've already paid $165,136. And we were able to get approval to reallocate that remaining $134,000, which is such a large amount of money that if we better spent at all, we'd be able to spend that remaining funding by conducting more landscape designs for $2,000 and additional parkways, which we received approval for, and the action items today will be adding that funding to continue with the designs and more parkways. So I hope that answers your question from earlier today.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next slide, please. The $7 Jen mentioned that we're currently promoting this throughout our service area, and we do have, you can see there, the table, divisions, how many current applications MWD has received. So we're hoping with this increased $7 that we'll get more, cities, parks, and businesses to apply and actually complete their projects. So we'll continue promoting this program. Next slide, please. At the last committee meeting, it was requested to provide a list of the commercial and public agency sites that have participated in the grass replacement rebate program. On this list, the participants are mostly commercial sites. We do have a couple, one from LA County, View Park, also shown as an HOA from Redondo Beach. But mostly the participants are commercial sites. I know that some of them, some of the corporate businesses, they have green initiatives that they're trying to, implement. So I think we get a lot of participation due to that. And that's a little hard to see, but you can see kind of the areas there, the cities, the Compton, Carson areas, Cal Water Service area, customer, agency there. So we'll continue promoting this this week. Next slide, please. At the last committee meeting, it was also requested to provide a table showing the various grass replacement rebate amounts. I know it does get a little confusing since we and MWD, we both receive grants to add to rebates. So we hope this table helps. The area in green are the rebates that MWD provides. And the area in orange is our West Basin grant rebates, and the blue table is the total there at the end. Going back to the green area, the MWD rebates, you'll see a couple of X's there under the MWD USVR. And that is because we want them to provide our USVR grants first. We want to spend our grant first before they spend their USVR grant. They can't spend both because that would be so we are spending our grant first. And you'll see that on the orange table under West Basin USVR, that they're providing our extra dollar from our USVR grant. And then the blue table has the total that our residents receive in commercial and public agencies. Next slide, please. We've talked a little bit about the rain barrel programs already. We did have very successful program here in person, right back here in our parking lot. Great event. And we also just completed an event last Saturday at Lawndale High School. Thank Director Deere and EJ for being there. We did have one lady walk over. She lives in Hawthorne, and she actually walked over to Lawndale to our event. She didn't have a car, and she wanted rain barrels. So I know he doesn't like to get any credit, but I want to thank EJ for helping her and taking the rain barrels and her back to her house. Can't forget her. So thank you,
So that waiver had to be for you.
So thank you very much. Next slide, please. And here we show the RSVP numbers for the upcoming events that are still remaining. We have an event this Saturday at West LA College. The numbers have gone up a little bit there. We're currently at 68 people and 123 rain barrels requested for West LA College. So we'll continue promoting that. And then once we get the final numbers on Thursday, we'll send those out to the board as well. So we continue tracking these numbers. Yes.
Real quick.
Yes, go ahead, Director.
Yeah, because I saw those numbers. It's been slow for Culver City this year. We're doing, how many barrels are we doing in Culver City?
We have potential to do 200.
Yeah.
So based on this number, Director Houston, we may bring 100, 125, 150. It depends on the RSVP number. And we always tend to get a 30% no-show rate. So we have to account for that as well. So we try to estimate pretty much the exact number that we think will take place. And they become pretty close most of the time.
And what was I gonna ask you? Oh, yeah. You'll probably end up having to give some folks just 2 rain barrels. They'll take them, I'm assuming, to help get it through. And then the other thing is, how long can people still RSVP for this event? Through Thursday? Through Thursday? Okay, great.
And we have to put out the list.
Totally. Okay, because I did see a lady yesterday who was excited about it. And I said, I believe you can still RSVP, and we've got plenty of room in Culver City right now. And she lives in Manhattan Beach, but she seemed willing to go up there. So I want to make sure people can still RSVP. Yeah, bless you. So thank you for that. Gus, thanks.
And next slide, please. So for our new program in Malibu and Topanga called Your Smart Yard, we are planning to have soft launch later this month in October. Program website, branding, and marketing materials are currently being finalized. And staff is also working with the project manager, our project manager for the project, to identify presentation opportunities in Malibu and Topanga. And we'll continue finding the dates for those locations. The next step would be for us to provide, Houston with some potential dates, times for the ones that you had identified. Yeah. Next slide. We pretty much covered the Parkway beautification program, also under action items. The item is approved by the board later this month. We'll provide Ecotech services with an agreement by next month and start phase 2. We're excited about that program. Next slide, please. We already talked a little bit about the classes already. We had a great fire escaping class in Rolling Hills. We had great support there from the city. Cal Water Service was there. Yeah, overall, it's a great event. Our next class is this Thursday in Lomita. It will be a garden design class. And I don't remember how many people have signed up already. Mel?
Close to 100.
Close to 100 RSVPs. Wow. Thank you. Great job promoting this class. And then we're also, I just mentioned, that we have a fire escaping class coming up next month. And basically, yeah, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gus, for that presentation. Now we're gonna move on to 6E. DJ?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this item is our monthly water bottle filling station program update. And for this presentation, we have Tammy Hurley-High, our Senior Water Policy and Resources Analyst. And this item begins on packet page 246.
Thank you, Eugene. Good afternoon, members of the board. Happy to provide this update for you today. In addition to the report, we do have a few PowerPoint slides, so that'll help guide on the discussion. Thank you. We can go to the next slide, please. So this slide indicates the applications that have been received so far during this fiscal year. There are 3 applications, 2 from the Inglewood Unified School District and 1 from the Gardena Buddhist Church. In addition to these, we just received 2 new applications from California Water Service. They submitted 1 application for a wall-mounted station and another application for a pedestal style station. So we are currently reviewing these applications, and if the eligibility requirements can be met, staff will be bringing these 2 applications back to you for consideration of accepting the funding applications. So we'll keep you posted on that.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just touch on that. That is our typical process. We do have applicants throughout the year and throughout past years that have applied that don't meet the requirements of the program. Typically, what we do is we see if there are funds available left at the end of the year, or depending on when we receive those applications, we bring that forward for the board's consideration. In this case, we actually hosted California Water Service Company at the Edward C. Little Water Recycling Facility for the tour. I know that 2 of you committee members were there with us for that tour, and we started talking about the filling station program. They asked if they could apply, and obviously, as not just one of our retailers, but our largest retailer, it'd be great to see them utilize those for their team. They're always working out in our community, so it's important for them to be well hydrated and possibly utilize a West Basin filling station. So staff will be reviewing that, and then we'll bring it back for the board's consideration.
Thank you, EJ. Thank you. Okay, next slide, please. So here are a few entities we have received inquiries from. Just want to keep you in the loop of the discussions we're having. So one is from the city of Rolling Hills Estates in Division 1. They are interested in installing a new station at their Founders Park location. Also, the city of Redondo Beach in Division 3. They are interested in installing new stations to replace their old ones. And also Wiseburn Unified School District. They are currently undergoing construction activities at the middle school, and once completed, they are interested in submitting another application to upgrade their old drinking fountains. Next slide. So this photo shows a recently installed station at South Park in the city of Hermosa Beach. And this park is one of the city's major outdoor recreational facilities, which include playgrounds, a community garden, classroom facilities, programs, barbecues, and picnic areas. Next slide. And lastly, here's the budget status for this fiscal year. To date, a total of $5,000 has been allocated for this program. And as we mentioned earlier, we received the 2 applications from Cal Water Service. They're currently being reviewed. And based on eligibility, we may be bringing these applications back to you for feedback and for your consideration in accepting the applications. So with that, that concludes my update. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. I'll bring it behind the dais if we have any comments or questions from the director. Any comment or question from Chair Gray? Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and move on to our next item, and it's number 7, closed session. EJ, do we have any closed session?
There are no closed session items today.
And then number 8, directors' comments or future agenda items. Directors, do you have any future comments or
I'll just say, thank you again, everyone, for great work. And into October with a lot on our plates, so I just want to say thank you and appreciate all your hard work and efforts.
yeah, I'd like to echo the same thing and keep up the great work, staff. As we start to move on to the 4th quarter of this year, and there's a lot of things going on, and thank you. Director Deere, do you have any comments or?
No more comments.
I think Director Gray already checked out already, huh? Okay. And then, we'll adjourn this meeting for our next scheduled meeting to be held November 13th, 2025. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.